Hey guys, I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but this past week we're underpaying for games. And it's one of the cheapest forms of entertainment, or yeah. Oh, at least according to Evan Wingren? I'm not sure. Anyways, Evan Writing, that's what I'll be calling him, said a few things and I'll read them to you now. Yeah, let's go. We view the negative reaction to Star Wars Battlefront and the industry trading sympathy as an opportunity to add to Electronic Arts' take to an Activision Blizzard's positions. The handling of Star Wars Battlefront 2's launch by EA has been poor. Despite this, we view the suspension of the microtransactions in the near term as a transitory risk. Sorry. Well, at least that's what he said. The next thing he goes on to say is gamers aren't being overcharged. They're undercharged, and we're gamers. I don't know who's we're, but it's definitely not me. This saga has been a perfect storm for overreaction as it involves EA, Star Wars, Reddit, and certain purist gaming journalist outlets who dislike microtransactions. As far as I'm concerned, a lot of my friends, myself, I don't think there's a lot of people that do like microtransactions. And yeah, anyways, like, I'll talk about it now. Next thing he goes on to saying is, or next thing, yeah, so the next thing he goes on to saying is, Star Wars Battlefront 2 players spend $60 on a game, and if they spend an additional $20 per month on loot boxes and play around 2.5 hours a day for a year, the cost per hour roughly translates to 40 cents for entertainment. Whereas he says television runs 60 to 65 cents per hour, and movie rentals 80 cents per hour, and to go watch a movie out in the theater $3 an hour, right? All these values, are in dollars, and I guess you could just Google the conversion rate for the day. But man, like, I don't know what this guy's on about, cause honestly, like, like, comparing to a game like Battlefield 1, right? Comparing Battlefront to a game like Battlefield 1, I've played it with the premium pass for 136 hours, right? Now, $60 for the game, $50 for the premium pass, that roughly equates to 80 cents an hour of entertainment, and that's a little bit out of his thingy. And then, like, a full story game, Assassin's Creed Origins, that came out very recently, I played for 93 hours, and that came up to about 64 cents. So I don't know, I feel like we're on level. I don't think video games are extremely cheap, and I mean, honestly, this guy's, I don't know how many hours he wants you to play. Like, the $20 of microtransactions and the initial cost of the game, that turns out to be $300. I don't know anyone that is spending that much on a single game and expecting to play for upwards of like 750 to 900 to 1,000 hours of the game to get the rates that he is going for. But anyways, I think I'm going to move on to some other stuff now. Okay, so CD Projekt Red, the people behind The Witcher, and their CEO, Adam Kaczynski, talked to a Polish site. It's called Strefa in Westerow. Sorry, I don't speak Polish, so for part of my pronunciation, but he's talked to them and he said two things. I'll read them to you now. We want to experiment in new fields that were not yet explored in The Witcher. And the second thing is, I can say that I can't say much about Cyberpunk, although our ambitions are set really high because that is our style of work. We want to go even higher, and especially seeing how we're having a business chat, we're interested in Cyberpunk being commercially even more sufficient. Someone at a point is asked the probability of multiplayer in the game, and then he replies with online is necessary. or very recommended if we wish to achieve long-term success. At some point, we have mentioned that there will be certain online elements related to Cyberpunk. They said that, and there was a lot of controversy in the last week about it, but they then responded to a video made on YouTube by a channel by the name of Pretty Good Gaming, and they respond, and I'll just read the response now that they said on Twitter. Worry not. We're thinking Cyberpunk 2077. When thinking Cyberpunk 2077, think nothing less than The Witcher 3. Huge single-player, open-world, story-driven RPG. No hidden catch. You get what you pay for. No bullshit. They say that. Just honest gaming like with Wild Hunt. We leave greed to others. And I like the stance that they took there. They, especially with the controversy going on right now with the whole EA, and I'll get to another thing now that surfaced recently with Activision. But I just like that CD Projekt Red are being the good guys of gaming. And I like, so guys, I wanted to end the video there. Honestly, I did. But some shady stuff has surfaced recently with a game that I personally like, and that's Destiny and Destiny 2. And I just want to scream to the top of the mountains that Activision is making some waves. So the story's got to do with the XP Trot thing, and long story short, the community is in an uproar about the fact that the XP shown on screen in your XP bar, let's say for example you complete an activity and you get like 1,000 experience, that is not the amount that translates into the Destiny item manager and so other third-party sites that can track your stuff. Now, if you want the full research, there is a guy on Reddit, and I can't remember his name, and I don't have a link to the article, whatever. I couldn't find it, but I know there is some guy somewhere that did the full research. He's got graphs, everything that has gone through all the grunt work, and he is the savior of Reddit. But I'm going to just be reading from an article by Kotaku saying that that for the first time a player would earn 5,000 experience, they would see a large chunk of the XP bar fold. The second, third, or even 15th time they would earn the same number of experience, the bar would have a smaller chunk. So this is now the amount of pixels would not fill up. Like, let's say for example, a third of the bar would fill up the first time for that 5,000. The second, the third, the 15th, it would keep getting incrementally smaller. And even though Bungo did respond to this, and I'll put it up on screen now, as long as with everything else that's happened now, they I feel like their response isn't genuine, and it's due to the fact that there's an expansion coming out on the 5th, and I mean, I'm not excited for it. Like, honestly speaking, like, I feel like it's going to be another Destiny 1 where the game's only going to be playable after a year or two. So anyways, let me just read their response. We've seen community discussion around XP gains in Destiny. After reviewing our data, we agree that the system is not performing the way that we'd like it to. Today, we'd like to describe what's going on under the hood and talk about what you can expect going forward when it comes to earning experience in Destiny 2. Currently, XP will scale when playing long activities or fixed duration activities like Crucible competitive multiplayer matches and the Leviathan raid. And XP will scale down when playing activities that can be quickly repeatedly chained, like grinding public events. We are not happy with the results, and we've heard the same from the community. Effective immediately, we are deactivating this system. As a result, players will see experience earn rates change in all activities across the board, but with all the values being displayed consistently and in the user interface. Over the course of the next week, we will be watching and reviewing XP game data and ensuring that the changes meet our expectations as well as yours. Any additional updates to the system will be communicated to you via our official channels. Anyways, long story short, what they're saying is, now if you get 5,000 experience in that bar, that's how much you'll get. honestly, the system seems to just have been in place so that there's a thing in the game called bright engrams, which is the equivalent of a loot box, and you can buy them with real money. So I think the system was initially implemented there to just encourage the purchase of these bright engrams as opposed to just grinding through the game for them, which is something that I personally have done. But anyways, I think that's going to be the news for the week. I hope that it was much better than last week's, even though there was a lot of reading, and I'm sorry for the choky voice. I couldn't, like, there's too much to memorize. So, like, anyways, long story short, I read a lot. I'm sorry for being slow and jumping and stuff. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.